Hi, I was planning to start filming this after I ate, but then I got too impatient. So hi, my name is Joy, and I would like to start a cult. And if you click off of this video just because I have a crappy background, then you're not allowed. No, I do not have a name for the cult. Honestly, it's kind of a part of the policies of the cult to crowdsource any like group rules for the most part. I really want to avoid selling things for a profit, but I will never turn down a donation. And I decided, like, since I didn't want to like be the one to name it, I did come up with some imagery for us. I think that having a really strong aesthetic is an important part of recruitment in a cult. So this is the symbols like of the cult. This is connection to mind. And when we say connection to mind, we don't mean it as a comparison between body and mind or mind and heart. We don't mean it like that. We consider the mind to be the true self. And so if that's soul to you, then this is the connection to the soul. Like, it's whatever the truest self is what this is a connection to. For me, it's the mind. That's why I put it there. And this is an open mouth, more or less. It's, you know, mimicking the right there. So it's the connection between the truest self and the voice. And I was very careful with the shading so that the light would be coming from between them. And this was right off the dome, people. That's why I was in a rush, because I didn't want to forget this. It's like, hold on. Okay, here it is. The light shines in the space between the self and the voice. Okay. Because my life philosophy is that I really think that the most surefire way for people to self-actualize is if I think it's another, like, oh, I said another. I haven't said anything. I think it's one of those things that's like pretty fundamental to being a human. Like, I don't want to make the statement that every person finds fulfillment in this, because that would be antithetical to the cult's values. However, I think that it would work for most people if they tried out connecting to whatever they consider to be their truest self and figuring out how to communicate that feeling. That feeling of, what is it about this that makes me feel like me? That space in between. Okay? Like, I think finding that would help a lot of people self-actualize. All right? That's why this is the symbolism. I thought about it. Okay? I thought about it. I think maybe one of the rules is that you have to listen to all my poems. So later on in the video, I will recite all of my poems. I mean, I won't recite them. I'll be reading them. I don't have them memorized. Oh, for branding purposes, I think just the vibes of this. If something that you see, a shape, a pattern, anything, a color, a vibe, like just a vibe. If you think something gives the same vibe, just to you, you're the only person it has to make sense to. With this, then you should try to incorporate that more and more for branding purposes, just so that, you know, there's going to be a widespread change and people are going to be like, oh, why all of a sudden is this aesthetic so interesting to everyone, you know? Branding. So anyways, crap, I forgot what I was going to say. One of the rules of the cult we have a really hard stance on assumptions. You want to avoid assumptions as much as possible. Like, really, I almost want to completely say avoid assumptions when it comes to individuals. And it's a hard thing to ask because your brain will make assumptions. Like, you're allowed to make assumptions. Okay. You're not allowed to act on assumptions. Okay. And if you do need to act on an assumption for your own self-care, just as long as you acknowledge it in your head, like, okay. I don't know. Let me know what you think of that rule. I don't know about that one. Oh, but anyways, all you have to do, like, the only official way to show that you're a member of the cult is, unfortunately, to watch this whole video. That's why one of the rules is to listen to my poems. But what was I saying? So basically, if you watch through the whole video and then in your head say, yes, I'm going to join this cult, then congratulations, you're a member. And if you claim to be a member, then you sure better be following the rules or communicating about why the rules are not working for you, because the rules are important to me. One of the rules, this is a really big one, is you have to, like, do your best to be nice. Okay? You have to do your best. Pretty much as you can. You know, as much as you can in a safe and healthy way. You have to try to be nice. Sorry. You have to try to be nice. And, like, this is this is like a sub rule of trying to be nice. You have to make a real effort to understand people. You just gotta, okay? I want you to treat people or situations that frustrate you with as much curiosity as you can, if you can do that in a safe way, okay? Like, that has to be one of your goals. The rules are more like common goals. If that doesn't sound like a goal to you, then you don't align with the rules. But if it is a goal to you, if it is like a value, something important to you, then you're following the rules, as long as it's something you're genuinely trying for. That's how the rules work. Oh, this one is crazy, but you also have to try to make yourself happy. Okay? You have to try. You have to. If you ever feel happy, like, figure out, I mean, I can't say figure out, maybe it's okay if you can't figure it out, because it's really hard sometimes, but I believe that if you continuously try, and if you continuously are able to make it through every moment that it feels impossible, you can figure out how to be happy. I think you can. I think you can figure out how to be happy if you treat it like a science, maybe. Okay? But that's a rule. You have to do it. Probably one of the biggest rules, like if you break this one, it's different than the goal rules. This one's like a rule. No killing people. No killing anyone. If they're a person and you kill them, then you're not in the cult anymore. And if you think that there are things more important than human lives, then you can't be in the cult. And I gotta emphasize, this is entirely straight off the dome. This is straight off the dome. I got lots of hits. So I just figure if I yap long enough, then maybe somebody will listen to me, you know? I have been trying a lot of methods to spread these values. I'm sure I might add more later. But unfortunately, they're not working. There are results, there are fruits of my labor, but not enough to feed me, okay? There are fruits of my labor, but it is not enough to feed me. So I am simply spreading my seed. No. I just have wanted to talk about these things as content for a long time. And I've been like gatekeeping myself because like I can't edit, bro. And when I say that, I don't mean that I don't know how to use a computer. I mean, like, I don't have the mental capacity to make it through that. I have footage, alright? I have footage, and I've had it for months. But I filmed that footage in a different way. This footage, I am talking until I run out of things to say, and then I'm stopping the film and sitting and thinking until I figure out what I want to say again. Because I honestly don't think I'm going to post this if I do it any other way. And so for that reason, one of the rules in the cult, like one of the goal rules, is that you have to be finding these barriers within yourself. I believe that everybody has barriers that they've created for themselves. Like me, I was like, well, I can't post a video until I figure out how to get it edited. Yes, I actually can. There's not a rule on YouTube that says, no, you can't post that, you didn't edit it now, you know? Like, I just made that up, actually. And I didn't just make it up. Like, I have reason to believe that a well-edited video is going to do better than an unedited video. Shocker, I know. But if it's been months and I can't get a diddle darn thing edited, then I'm just gonna do it unedited. And if I am too impatient to finish eating so that I can go somewhere with a better background, then I'm gonna do it anyways, because those things are entirely superficial and people have the choice to value things that are important to them over things that are appealing to them, okay? You can do, that's a choice you can make, all right? That's a choice. And I'm such a silly little Billy because I, for like a few weeks, have been out here posting 10-minute videos to TikTok. Because in my head, I was like, I'm allowed to post unedited videos on TikTok, but not on YouTube. Not on YouTube. YouTube has standards. Like that was the thought process. It is what got me posting anything in the first place, and practicing posting on TikTok did help me get to this point where now, yes, I am filming horizontally instead of vertically. But that's what I mean. And finding these barriers doesn't look like finding the barrier overnight. It looks like when you continue to try, as you try to achieve these goals, you will find the contradictions within them, or what feels like contradictions within them. You will find the places where it seems like values cannot exist in the same space, and you just understand that the world is really big and there's a lot of space for these values, and there are so many ways to do everything. At least a couple of those ways have to work without being entirely harmful, you know? But anyways, my mind is slowing down now. So whatever I just said, wow, I hope it made sense, because that's what I'm gonna post. On to the poems, I guess. I have no idea if I said what I wanted to say. I also changed my mind. I am so anti-arbitrary barriers. I just realized earlier on in the video I created a barrier to your entry to the cult. So if those values are important to you, but you are unable to hear my poetry at this time, you are still allowed to join the cult. But it would mean a lot to me if you would listen to them sometime. Real quick though, for branding purposes, it would be really beneficial to the cult. If anyone out there if graphic design is your passion, go for it. Like, please. Or if you just love being, if you just love being a nerd, like if somebody could take everything I said and make it look organized, like, ooh, the noble goals maybe could be the goal rules, the noble goals of our cult, you know, things like that, you know, like make up categories to fit things in. That's how things work. You just make up categories to fit things in, and then people are like, oh, it has categories, that's a real thing, you know. Oh wait, also before the poems, you have to say hi to my kids. This is when, Gabrielle, I am so sorry, you know, I'm really sorry, you deserve better. A lot of parents struggle with names, but that's not an excuse. I'm sorry, Gabrielle. This is Gabrielle. He is the oldest. As you can see, he is a platypus. Before we had the other kids, we designed this for him. And I feel a little bad that the other kids don't have, like, such great branding like Gabrielle does. But maybe they just prefer not to be in the spotlight. I'm not sure. This is Wenbo. Wenbo is my agender femboy son. He's so, Gabrielle's like a little more serious. Wenbo is very friendly. And this is the youngest, Patty. Ooh, she loves science videos about space. She's been watching them, like, literally since we adopted her. Hello and welcome to part 2. As you can see, I really put my all into this set design for you. Also, upgraded the costume design. Alright, look at these buttons. Yes. So anyways, before I move on to reading the poems, I never run out of things to yap about, so let me continue yapping. Crap, I'm gonna remember. Moving forward, no promises if the things that I post are overtly about the cult, okay? May not be overtly about the cult. My silence, or apparent silence, does not mean that I have forgotten about the cult. What it means is purely marketing, bro. Not everybody's down for a cult. So I have to find other ways to interject these values into general commentary. And I say general commentary, I don't even really mean commentary. Whatever the hell I feel like yapping about, it's going to circle back to these things, I promise, because that is just who I am as a person. Okay. This first one is called Some Facts About Cheetahs. A cheetah who spends his life at the zoo needs someone to help keep him calm. It's usually a dog who's well-trained, well-behaved. They're joined at the hip, partners since birth. For all life's ills, each the other's balm. If you keep a cheetah alone and encaged, he'll never feel safe or at home. All alone, he'll feel anxious, unsettled, and scared. He'll have no one to look to when he doesn't know what he should think or feel or where he should go. After all, cheetahs evolved on an open savanna to run at high speeds without really much stamina. Or alternatively, they may never quite reach potential's peak at its truest height. Outrun or outlast, never both. but it gets the job done. To eat, to run, to live by the bright heat of the sun. And despite their reputation, wild cheetahs are nervous. They're predators, but they don't just chase. They'll run just as long, as hard, and as fast from the hyenas, leopards, and lions that they'd never dare face. But when a cheetah who spends his life in a zoo feels that same level of fear, with nowhere to run, he'll freeze. Unmoving, unfeeling, unthinking if no friend is near. So, to ethically keep a cheetah at your zoo, make sure he has someone to help keep him calm. Preferably a dog, well behaved and well trained, and give him space to run, for he evolved to run and to run away. Thank you. All right. Thoughts, if you listen to that, I want people to tell me what they think of me. That's like, I want that so bad. Tell me what you thought of that. Okay, I'm pissed. This is a second take because my phone ran out of storage. And this will probably be the last one I do for the video, even though I wanted to do more again because my phone ran out of storage. Tell me, princess, when did you last let your heart decide? Tell me, princess. You're a princess now. When was the last time your heart wasn't trapped inside of your corporeal form? I am taking on the Herculean task of being understood. I am taking on the Herculean task of being understood, for I refuse to drown. I will not lie face down in a shallow waterbed filled with ignorance, both mine and yours, filled with ignorance of the self, filled with ignorance to the world, ignorance never beyond help, ignorance tight-fisted with each finger neatly curled. I am taking on the Herculean task of being understood. You can join me if you promise you'll be good. To be understood, where we could hold the yet elusive. We could crown ourselves as kings, where every joy is net diffusive. We can fashion our own wings. And I could calm a certain child. Music, bold, soft, joy, and sun, and release her to the wild on the path she had begun. I am taking on the Herculean task of being understood. If you join with us, it can only do us good. We can set ourselves free. We can nurse us back to health. We can learn who we'll be and learn to trust the self to be understood. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. If a single person watched this whole video, that would be insane. That would be crazy. However, I am choosing to believe that people are watching this. Actually, I think like hundreds of thousands of people might be watching this, for all I know, you know, because I speak truth and everybody knows it. Doesn't matter. So anyways, I wouldn't be unironically pursuing my content career if I didn't ask you to like and subscribe. The other month, I randomly set up a Patreon for myself. I think I might have linked it. Tell me if it's joinable, actually. Yeah, tell me if it's joinable, and I'll go from there. But I am not editing videos until I'm getting paid to do it. To be so